Hey guys, Chris here with Work to Game, and today I'm going to talk about what the best possible team of 6 Titans would be. So first, let's introduce our Titans. The first Titan is Ion. I believe we've labeled this as standard. This is just a normal Titan, a holdover from Titanfall 1, nothing impressive, so let's hold that thought. Next up is Scorch. Scorch is a beast of a Titan, but very slow, can toss down tons of AoE damage, can put that ignitable gas in rooms where it's hard to kill pilots, and can overall deal large amounts of damage to large amounts of enemies. That brings us to Northstar. Very nimble, very quick, but very easy to take down. Relies on sitting back. That carries us on to Ronan. That sword is nothing to be messed with, nothing to ignore. It does lots and lots of that individual damage. It is kind of a medium lighter Titan, so nothing to be afraid of if you and another Titan are taking one on. But that brings us to Tone. Tone is also very, very medium in total life. It is actually very mobile, but most importantly, it has that salvo core. That salvo core can wreck an entire screen of enemies. And last up, Legion. Legion sometimes feels almost impossible to take on one-on-one. It can just take so much damage. Once that chain gun is up to speed, there is no slowing it down. So while many people out there have speculated on what the best Titan is, it's really going to be situational. There might be some that outshine others in almost all situations, but at the end of the day, they each perform a role. So if I had to pick my perfect team of 6, assuming you're playing with friends and you have control over this, whether you're in Titan versus Titan or you're in attrition, here is what they would be. Ion just not make the cut, neither does Northstar. It's not that they don't perform a task, it's that we have limited spots on the team. Ion is just too average. That laser core is good, but the rest of the time you feel like you're just building towards it. Northstar is good at sitting back. This is a game where if you can sit back and your team can still succeed, they may not have needed you in the first place. That brings us to Scorch and Ronan. Every team needs a Scorch. It is just too good at putting down too much damage, but its lack of mobility means you should limit that to one person. Ronan suffers a similar fate, but for opposite reasons. It is incredibly good at taking down that one target you really need to take down, coming up from behind, sweeping around a building. They cannot be messed with, but when you go against another team of Titans or there's too many enemies on the screen, it is just too easy to tear them down, so I would limit that to 1 as well. That brings us to Tone. You cannot have enough Tone, but once again we are at limited spots, so I'm going to say have 2 Tones. 2 Tones gives you lots and lots of salvo core, but leaves room for our last spot, which brings us to Legion. Legions are just unbelievably beefy. They can take a absolute beating and deal one out as well. Their mobility would be made up by the rest of the slots on this team. Them and one Scorch as a group of 3 could really only be taken down by nuclear ejections and anti-Titan weapons dodging through buildings, which the Scorch should have no trouble dealing with. This would be my best team. So with that in mind, which Titans do you play? How do you think that plays into when you play with a group of random people? How does it play with friends? Let me know what your best team makeup would be. Please like this video if you'd like to see more like it. Please subscribe if you haven't joined our community, and thank you for watching.